knows if I don't think we could today.
2022. Oh, we started. Oh,
Ryan, you got a mic?
I do. Indeed.
Ryan's talking on the mic tonight
Everybody
from
got a
behind the camera.
Yep. Everybody
We're all
got
on
a
the
mic.
mic.
We all on camera.
Everybody got a mic.
The main guys are on camera.
Yeah.
The production team is behind camera.
The main guys. Oh my gosh.
I know. Are we starting?
The mouth noises just went.
I guess we start.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Blerd Survival Guide. I'm your co-host, Jay.
I'm your co-host, Jeremy.
And tonight is a special night.
I guess.
I mean, it's the start of Black History Month.
Woo!
It is.
You know,
It's
that's
February 1st.
You know, black be black.
I mean, we black as hell. You know, black power and strong.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackity black to black, y'all. Yeah.
There's a I'm trying to remember what TV show it was, but this dude gets in. Oh shit! I remember what movie it was. It was Sorry to Bother You. Sorry to bother you. And that scene when he's in the at the
What
party.
a movie.
He's like,
I would say careful which scene. Careful which scene you
Which
discuss.
scene of that movie are you about? to
I'm
discuss?
specifically referring to the time that they asked him to rap in front of the group, and he was like, "I'm black, so I know how to rap," and all he does is say the N-word nonstop. You might have to edit out what I just did a second ago. I don't know.
I'll put the censor beep. Yeah, I'll put the censor beep in when we edit. But yeah.
No.
I
we
mean,
black as hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one positive aspect from Sorry to Bother You was the argument scene between the two friends. It's like,
oh yeah,
I want you to make sure you have a fantastic.
I'm trying to get like you.
I'm trying to get like you. I wish nothing but the best for you and
You
your family.
smell nice.
You smell fantastic.
I do love that scene.
That movie as a whole is easily like one of the more shocking films that Lakeith Stanfield has ever been a part of.
Which is crazy to think about. That is
When you think of
Lakeith Stanfield.
right.
Like, just of all of the things he's done, including that one episode of Atlanta with Teddy,
Oh yeah.
is just terrifying.
So,
But did y'all know that Lakeith Stanfield was in Straight Outta Compton?
Yes, he's
I
Snoop
did
Dogg.
know that.
Yeah.
I did know that.
I just recently, well, sorry for me. I just recently found that out on TikTok because I was just like, well, not that like he was in it. It was like I was watching the scene where it was Snoop and Dre doing the song, like creating a song,
Right.
and like I did a close look. I was like, is that Lakeith?
And he's just in
I
the
had to look up-
background. He's a background
No,
character.
he's Snoop.
He's Snoop Dogg.
He is Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, he plays
Show
Snoop.
is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they in the when they doing the song.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I had to
iconic
like,
song.
I had to like look it up. I was like, that, it's Lakeith. All right, look at that.
Do y'all remember when they tried to do like the 90s hip hop cinematic universe with like Straight Outta Compton, and then there's the movie about Biggie,
Notorious
There's-
B.I.G.
Notorious.
Notorious.
Oh, yeah.
Tupac,
Yeah.
and like all of those characters have like appeared in like Straight Outta Compton being the last one, but in the Tupac movie, the guy that played Biggie appeared as Biggie.
Huh.
And they freestyle together in a section of that as like before, as like the telling of before the East Coast West Coast thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird though because they had a different Tupac in Straight Outta Compton than the Tupac.
Yeah,
That
which
was
is
in
weird.
Notorious.
Yeah.
But they're like trying to keep it all
that
like
was in Tupac's movie.
yeah.
Oh
the Tupac main character, the main character that was in the Tupac movie was a different actor than the Tupac that was in Straight Outta Compton.
And it's a different Tupac than there was in Notorious.
That's bad.
So I mean,
They tried.
it was a
They
universe,
tried.
but not. But that's not today's episode. I mean, we've gone off on a whole tangent.
That's an iconic black character though,
It is
Biggie and
sure
Tupac.
is.
because
Sure
that's exactly
is.
what we're talking about today. Is some of the most
Segue.
iconic black characters in TV movies.
I mean,
all the jazz.
since we've been watching TV, at least. I mean, that's kind of the thing for me.
Since
Is like,
95, 96. Because,
you know.
we didn't have no memories before then.
no, I was
we've
born in
seen
94.
things since then.
That's what
But
I
I
said.
did-
Yeah, but now
but
you
I
didn't have
didn't
a
really
memory
have-
until 95.
That-
and I didn't
that's
have a memory
about
until
right.
96.
That's about right.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But yeah, no, I'll start us off. I mean, so like I'm kind of the way I was thinking about when we were talking about it earlier this week is, and we've actually had a lot of things happen this week. So before we get started off, I kind of want to back it up because you had something that
I've been
I've been kind of on a cloud about it as well.
I've been on cloud. I've been
I
on
think we
cloud
all
nine.
have.
And, yeah, and so
it's
coming
some
back
legit.
down from
So,
it.
I mean, and it's on topic a little bit, to be honest
Yeah,
with you,
'cause
because he
an
celebrated
iconic-
a birthday this
Yeah,
week.
he did, and I mean, it was an iconic voice actor that we all know and love that we've discussed on this podcast many a time, Mr. Phil Lamar,
The
And,
voice of Will, the voice of
Samurai Jack,
Samurai Jack,
Hermes Conrad,
Everybody important.
Green
Ollie.
Green Lantern.
what's the weather, Ollie? It's cold.
Where's your umbrella, Ollie?
Inside out, 2 miles away. Yes. But but his birthday was last week, and
we decided to honor him on the
yeah,
Instagram.
I reshared a TikTok that Noah Tunes, I believe that's his name. I'll correct it and post edit one of them, whatever. But I redid his TikTok where it was celebrating him as a voice actor, celebrating his birthday, and it was just like it was the background of the song was the Hamilton wrote the other 51, and it was like naming off all of his characters that he did. And I'll just wish him a happy belated birthday, and that his voice knows no bounds to the amount of impact that he's had on us as our company and as just the world. And I was just sitting watching TV. I didn't
Casual
think
Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, people are gonna like the post. You should definitely go check out the post at Blerd Survival Guide on Instagram. And wouldn't you know it, I got a notification on my phone, and it said Phil Lamar commented, and I'm like, on who? And it said Phil Lamar commented Blerd Survival Guide. I'm like, wait. Open it up. My man Phil, he commented. He was just like, thanks. I didn't write any of this, but I definitely voiced a lot of those characters.
So
like,
humble to not even like try to take credit for that.
Yeah, but the fact that Phil Lamar, the voice of our childhood, commented,
come on the show.
He saw the TikTok. He saw our post, and like mind-blowing.
I mean, you immediately called me and Miriam, and we're just hanging out, chilling, doing work. And next thing I know is like my day just got 100 times better to know that like.
Yep.
I'm immediately like, okay, how can we ride on this energy? I'm responding. I'm DMing him, like trying to get him on the show.
Yeah, because at that point, all I could do was just talk to Jay and Miriam, and it was just.
And that really is what kind of got us like on the topic for today. It's like we know that he is an iconic black voice. He's an iconic black character, plays iconic black characters, and is one of the inspirations for us to do this kind of show, to do this kind of content. So we thought we'd go through some of our favorite voice actors, black characters in general played by black folks. Because one, it's Black History Month. Two, Phil Lamar is inspirational as he is.
Come on the show, Phil, please. I ain't stopping.
But it kind of got me thinking about some other iconic characters that really kind of shaped me as a young man. And the first one that I want to talk about is Vince LaSalle from Recess.
Boy.
That's one of the first ones we were probably exposed to.
Can we discuss though, in the 90s, every black male character
was the only black male character?
Yeah, well, it was the same athletic black male character with a high top fade.
Recess, and then also
Hey Arnold.
Yeah, but also
Captain
Planet, Fillmore. Well, not Fillmore.
Captain Planet. Captain Planet and Vince LaSalle are the same character.
And Magic School Bus.
All three the same kid.
That's what I'm saying. They're all there. They were all shaped in that specific form.
Yeah, literally.
Black kid, high top fade.
basketball gear.
Thank you, Fresh Prince. I feel like Fresh Prince got to be the inspiration.
Got to be. I mean, they
that.
all do
they, for real, all kind of do suddenly look like Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They all have
the
that
evolution
same.
of Will Smith, and it's like it all just boils into the Fresh Prince before he becomes an adult.
If they ever do a recreation of Recess, which I would not be opposed to. Maybe they're in their 40s and they have families and they all live in the same cul-de-sac.
As long as it's not in the vein and style of Riverdale.
That's what I was just thinking.
Oh my god.
That's what I was just
I'm
thinking.
thinking more like King of the Hill, even, to be honest.
I can do that, but if I'm looking at 6 abbed teenagers going through sex, drugs in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I want for
Recess.
Euphoria.
Euphoria is the sequel to Recess.
I would prefer them in the vein of Euphoria over the vein of Riverdale. Riverdale is weird.
Riverdale is just PG Euphoria. Let it
that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
they
fair.
can't
It's
call it
Euphoria for the
heroin. They have to
network.
call it jingle jangle.
Euphoria
Like it
for
is
the
just.
network.
Can't
Yeah.
call it jingle
They
jangle.
have to call it
it's not
jingle
cocaine,
jangle.
man. It is jingle jangle. That's all you can say on
That's
the
fair.
CW network.
That's fair. But like with Vince, like I saw myself in him. I saw myself as a young man trying to be athletic, trying to go all to the sports camps and everything. I was like, this man, and he also was the voice of reason amongst his friend group. Like he would be trying to talk TJ down on a regular basis. Like this is crazy. You realize
that's the upbringing.
Yes. Yes. I was the good influence in my friends as a young man.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I was the good
Wow.
influence.
Wow.
I was. Before I met you and John and Mary and everybody,
Who were you
I
hanging
hung
out with?
some crazy people. Some crazy young ones.
Growth.
I was gonna say white people.
That part.
Yeah.
That part too,
The Caucasian persuasion.
a little bit. Just a lot of it.
Jeremy, what's one of your characters?
I'm gonna throw it back. I'm gonna go to and we've discussed this whole show before, but also this specific character in mind that I'm thinking of. Well, the Proud Family as a whole is just a staple in my heart. A staple
Watch some
in
episodes on Friday.
yeah, but like the actual like the Proud Family period, like the characters, not the show. The Proud Family
The
is
relationships.
just
BB, Cece,
Yeah.
Oscar, Penny,
and Sugar Mama, Trudy, Bobby.
Bobby Brown.
Yep, that's my man. And like, I never knew what funk was until I heard "Dysfunctional" by Bobby Proud.
Bobby
Bobby
Proud is
Proud.
talented.
Yep, and y'all know Cedric the Entertainer played him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's,
We watched the episode where Penny becomes Penay
Panay. It was like the
and Bobby is her manager.
it becomes like the a parody of Destiny's Child and
Yep.
Beyonce.
of course.
Remember when
And,
Omarion was 15 cent?
Yep, and you
Bro,
were ponytail.
What?
He
Ponytail
was the
That was
ponytail.
Omarion?
That was
That
Omarion.
Look at him go. Now
Him
there's
and
a
his
whole
ponytails.
variant.
in his Brinks truck.
No, that's his grandmama truck. That one.
Grandma would Brinks truck.
I gotta take it back home to my grandma.
No, for real, you got to get out.
That thing had a whole eject seat for Dejanay and Sticky.
But we can't underrate LPDZ.
Hey,
Laziana Penny, Dejanay,
and
Zoe.
Zoe.
Bro, that group was funkadelic.
Yep. No, that
Ahead of their time.
they really were. I mean, if
Was that
That was so this episode we watched
Right.
was the second episode of LPDZ.
right? But who did their singing voices for that episode?
I feel like it was Destiny's Child.
I don't think it was.
it possibly could have
It
been.
probably-
I mean,
that
Destiny
would
Child.
make
That's when Destiny
sense.
Child was kind of in their height, but not really. But also,
Well, what's
Disney
funny
Channel.
is in the episode when when they chart, they're right below Destiny's Child. They're number 2. Destiny's Child is number 1, which is funny.
I'm looking it up real quick.
Do, 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 do.
It's crazy that if you look up like their names and then singing voice actors, you just get the cast of Sing and Sing 2.
Oh, I'm weak.
Oh my god.
This is not what I want.
This isn't what I searched for.
But I mean, that cast as a whole, though. I mean, Bobby Brown is probably one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
Is it the same guy who voices Oscar?
Oscar is voiced by Tommy Davidson Jr. Tommy Davidson. I'm sorry, and
So it was Destiny's Child and Kyla Pratt.
I knew Kyla Pratt sang.
So like it was all
it
of
was
them.
Kyla Pratt plus Destiny's Child.
Cool.
Yeah.
were the voices of LPDZ.
Cool.
Yeah. It's on the Proud
That's
Family
probably
wiki.
why Destiny's Child was like.
Yeah, it's
number
definitely
one.
it's
like,
definitely
hey,
why.
we're gonna put our own little cameo in there. But I mean, the whole universe as a whole. You had like Wizard Kelly. You had
Yup.
The Wizard, y'all.
Wizard y'all.
Anthony Anderson was Ray Ray. Kevin Michael Richardson was Omar Phillips.
Yeah, no, the cast, the cameos that they brought onto that show.
It's
I mean, they had
ridiculous. Monique was on here.
Steve Harvey.
Sure was.
Steve Harvey played a credit card. That's how iconic this show was.
Sandra Oh was
How
on
they
here.
managed to not get John Witherspoon on that show though is beyond me. But I feel like there had to be an episode.
It had to be. No,
They
it
had
to
Big
be.
Boy
Samuel
Big Boy.
Jackson.
They did have Big Boy. I just saw that.
I was Aries Spears played
on the hip hop helicopter.
Ray J.
Raging.
Ray J was
Al Roker
was
was
mega
on
on
there.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roger was on multiple episodes.
So was
Yeah.
Vanessa
Throughout the day.
Williams.
Yep. Who else? I mean, we can go on.
Kobe Bryant.
We're not finishing the episode yet, but we can go on and on the the guests and cameos of
Samuel L.
That's
Jackson.
a whole separate episode.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, the Proud Family, the actual family is iconic. The whole show is iconic. I'm ready for Proud Family, louder and prouder.
It's gonna be so good.
We'll do an
cool.
episode on it.
It's
when,
gonna be
when
so
it comes
good.
out.
We might do a live stream of like watching the first
Ooh,
episode.
that would be fun.
Light the bulb.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out.
Ryan,
like
do you have a character?
Static Shock.
Yeah.
In
Yes.
Virgil Hawkins just being the first time I saw a superhero that
Hashtag
looks
Phil
like
Lamar.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and
Phil.
just the first episode I remember seeing of that show was the episode with Shaq, where
Solid.
just Shaq's just kind of
Yeah, Shaq's a character, right?
Yeah,
like he's
just-
playing himself.
Yeah, he's himself, but he's just kind of there. He's like, oh, Virgil, stay in school. It was just like hilarious seeing at the time like NBA players were the equivalent to superheroes to me. So
Big facts.
seeing dudes that are 7 feet tall interact with the guy that can shoot lightning out of his hands was incredible.
I mean, like it's a perfect merging of
Yeah.
worlds.
Virgil, I know you're a superhero.
Like-
Like, let you know you're my hero as well.
I'm gonna dedicate this next track on the DJ Diesel set to you, Virgil.
Definitely Static Shock and Virgil Hawkins and Icon as well. Because that was one of the first comics I ever bought. It was a Milestone with Icon.
Hashtag Milestone Comics.
Yeah.
I need them to come to like Comic-Con.
Man,
They're DC now.
I know where DC. I know they are now, but I mean, it'd be kind of dope if they were just
but they're not because like they're not independent. They're not. They're gonna.
not
they're not
independent
gonna-
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They're not gonna go to just any old con at this point.
They can.
They got to get paid.
They probably gonna go to New York Comic Con.
New York, San Diego, Dragon Con.
We'll get
Which
there
my
one day.
cousin goes to Comic Con in New York every year. We should probably go one
That's
year.
crazy.
That's where I
the
got.
goal. What you mean?
That's where I got the idea for your America's Ass pin.
America's ass.
It's a good pin. It's a really good pin.
Yeah. Mary, we got any iconic?
Yeah. I mean, if in the vein of, this era of our lives, I mean, I can't not shout out That's So Raven. That was that was the show I was waiting every Wednesday night to watch the new episode.
The best.
And I identified with her. Like, as a woman, there was that really powerful body image episode where she goes to work for the modeling agency
Boy.
Great
as
one.
a designer.
Great
Like,
episode.
that episode fucking shaped
Great
me as
episode.
an 8-year-old. Like, yeah, just who she was as a character
That
I
TV show,
identified
like,
with.
it crossed lines
It
and
was
boundaries that it needed to do.
They handled
Yeah.
racism so well in that
Oh,
show.
they really did.
That was my favorite.
I don't
episode.
hire
With the
black
following the
people.
lady with
Right.
the follower on the store.
Yeah.
That
that's
was-
a good
Yeah.
one. That's a really good
That
one.
I
changed
don't-
lives
It was like
right
literally,
there.
it was a competition between her and Chelsea, and
Yup.
Chelsea didn't know how to do shit for nothing in the fashion store, but like
And
Raven
like
is-
Raven's like all about fashion.
Yeah, and
like,
she's
that's
like
not
impeccable and like the best employee, and it's just like, I don't hire black people. It's like, wait a minute, bitch.
Oh, wait. And
She was
it was
also
and
the
the way she said black people, you knew
Black people. Like, you could not miss it.
It is interesting to see, and I mean, this is like
And they kinda
off
made
topic
a-
for a minute, just like how white actors and actresses, when they have to be racist, how well some of them can do.
Right. It's like, you're a little too
Yeah.
good at
Well, you
playing
know
racist.
that genetic history just
Oof.
comes out like it's there. I'm sorry, not to deny.
This is like kind of off rails, but I saw a TikTok this week that really made me think deeply. But it was like talking about how, minorities and people of color have like historical trauma. And she's like, you're meaning to tell me that black folks, we're sitting here and we got all the trauma of all of our past, ancestors, and we're dealing with that and we're trying to heal from that now. But white people don't.
Shit.
They don't have from generations of killing and pillaging and taking land. You're telling me that there's not some of that hidden deep in every single one of y'all, and that's not something you got to work through? And I've been thinking about that ever since, because
it was normalized.
she's right.
But it
She's
was
right.
normalized.
100%.
It
but
was normalized.
we gotta work through that just as much. Like, you gotta do that inner work to heal, and repression.
So you telling me as a
getting that-
biracial man, I got to work twice as hard?
You do?
Oh.
Yup.
Damn.
Actually,
Same.
3 times, because I remember. I mean, there's a whole quote
I mean,
of like
look-
black people have to work twice as hard to get half as much. So you got to work 3 times, my friend. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's a day in the life, fam. It is what it is.
Let's say Raven Simone was the best part of that So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
Oh,
course.
That first
100%.
episode where she just walks into the Tipton, I remember standing up on the couch and just
Raven to the Tipton.
I think my favorite episode of That's So Raven is when she's the singer and she's like trying to pretend to be like the famous.
Tries to get in the
Don't look at me. Why am I so beautiful?
What is what was
lasagna?
something?
Yeah, lasagna.
Oh man, what was
Y'all remember the Boys in Motion?
boys?
We are the boys in motion.
We give you our devotion, boys. That's all we know.
Copyright.
Quality.
That was a great episode.
They did like that show. Basically, gave us the prelude to High School Musical too, with their like pseudo musical episode. Where,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
my
one of the
God.
best episodes of
Yeah.
a TV show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
Bro,
Like-
it left marks.
Like what's his name? His rap, like the
Eddie?
basketball
Yeah.
rap. Yeah, Eddie's
Orlando
basketball rap. Like
Oh, Eddie's basketball rap.
That was-
Oh my gosh, how did I forget
That's
that?
a deep memory right there.
Hey,
did y'all know though? Like
Eddie ran so Zac Efron could sprint.
For sure.
fun fact, the set.
There you go again. Black men opening up doors for white men to take over and do what they do. You know, boys to men. That's all I'm saying. Boys to men.
New edition.
Yup.
We can get into that too.
Can I do my fun fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, what you talking about?
Ryan, you're fired. Fun fact.
Take all the recording.
Wraps up everything.
Raps.
Whoa.
Damn.
But-
Do not extend credit.
all right, but fun fact on That's So Raven, the set of That's So Raven is the same exact set from Saved by the Bell. Technically, they
You
are at
right?
the same school.
You are
That
absolutely
is
right.
the same damn
Oh.
set. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wow, that's a fun fact.
They are technically in the
On the
same.
same lot, I guess. As
Well, no,
Disney
it's not the
or
same
whatever.
lot. Well, I mean, Saved by the Bell was back in the '90s, so you can technically say that
What's
Saved
it?
by the Bell, the Saved by the Bell school is like the Saved by the Bell cast is the alumni of that school.
That's dope. That's fun fact.
Because it is like if you look at the
That's
Saved by the Bell
cool.
set, you look at That's a Raven set, they are
That is
identical.
cool.
Yeah.
Only thing is a different color change and it's more modernized because it's in the early 2000s.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Wow.
Fun fact for you guys as well. Yeah. What you got next up on your list there, buddy?
Man, if I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one of my favorite animated cartoon characters, Token Black from South Park. Because Token, granted, for a long time was played by a white man, but you know, in the new revamped version of South Park, has been played by Adrian Beard. He's a new black. He's the voice of Token, and I don't know. That was like, I mean, for me as a kid that was raised by white people, it was it gave me a line of perspective into what it was to be black and
To be a token?
yes,
Look
Not
at
fair.
you.
yes,
Look at you.
yes. I don't know.
I mean, I just remember the one episode where it's like they're trying to start the band. It was like Cartman's telling Token, it's like, hey, play bass. It's like, what? I've never played bass in my life. Give him bass.
He clearly.
Oh, well, I can play.
I can play bass. Yeah, it was. I know that it's not like the best representation. I understand that, but for someone who didn't have any representation, it was something.
It was a start.
It was something. Damn it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Give you some eye-opening looks at your culture.
Blackness.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Welcome, brother.
aw,
Welcome to Wakanda.
Wakanda forever,
Full on deep dive.
bro. I mean, it was definitely a lens that was widened greatly.
Let me not. You said widened, and my mind said whitened.
Damn. No, opposite.
Darkened?
Darkened.
Okay. My next character.
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
Quality.
Mm-hmm.
Afro Latina. One of my favorite iterations of him, other than the Into the Spider-Verse, is the episode that Childish Gambino played him in Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh.
That was an episode where they did Spider-Verse before the actual Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
And so he went to this, and our Peter Parker, voiced by Drake Bell, when Drake Bell was good at this point.
Canceled.
Stop it. Well, he went to this universe, and it was just like, they did the whole, don't, it was literally, that's where the meme goes, where it's like, don't be surprised. He pulls off the mask, and it's like, it took Peter by surprise, because of course, I mean, it was like, your name's not Peter Parker. It was like, no.
No. Not at all.
Do I look like a Peter Parker?
Right. And so I mean, it's first of all, we have to thank Donald Glover for Miles Morales, because we would essentially have him in the whole scheme of things
in the comic book verse, but not so much the TV movie universe.
Definitely in the TV movie universe, because everybody wanted a black Spider-Man, and especially Donald Glover.
Donald Glover's the one that did it.
Well, he did the animated version, but he wanted to do a live action version before he got old enough.
When before they announced Andrew Garfield, there was the Amazing Spider-Man, there was a whole campaign for Donald Glover, that he was a part of and that fans were a part of, to make him the next Spider-Man.
And he was supposed to play Peter Parker for a minute, and then Sony said, "What about Andrew Garfield?"
Right.
Let's pick a British guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But I mean, it even got too big to the point that there was even a little hint edit on Community on the season premiere,
season 2.
Season premiere.
Mm-hmm.
He's waking up and he has the Spider-Man shirt on, which is also you can see in the Into the Spider-Verse movie if you look back at the TV.
At the uncle's TV.
Yeah, he's watching he's literally watching the episode where
what?
Donald Glover is waking
cool
up and
call out.
Yeah, so it
homage.
We can thank Donald Glover.
Yep.
For Miles Morales being in TV and movies.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I completely agree.
But yeah, that's why I like Miles Morales. Because, I mean, the history behind the comic and the history behind the TV movies of him is just amazing.
Still my favorite Spider-Man movie.
I think it is objectively the best Spider-Man movie.
I agree.
Oh, no.
I mean, it touches on all the it touches all the points that you want for a Spider-Man film in terms of great power, great responsibility, taking the leap of faith, all these things that really
we got 2 Spider-Verse movies within the span of 10 years.
We're about to get 3.
We are.
Sure are.
Because we're going across the Spider-Verse next.
Yep.
I'm excited to watch. This is completely a side note, but I'm so excited for Oscar Isaac to play Spider-Man 2099 because Miguel just will throw hands with anybody in a Spider-Man suit on sight. It is crazy.
Because he's playing Moon Knight too.
Yes.
No, this man is Oscar Isaac.
Booked and blessed.
Talented.
Yeah, no, he's actually been in 3 Marvel productions, not in the same studio,
and not as the same character.
No, Fox, he was Apocalypse.
Ooh, they did him so dirty with that.
Yeah, he did. They did.
Ooh.
Sony, he's Spider-Man 2099.
All right.
And now Marvel Universe, he's Moon Knight.
Technically, he's in 2 Marvel properties because Star Wars is a Marvel property.
It is a Marvel
and
property.
And he is
now.
Poe.
Yep.
Look at him go.
That man is he is literally across the Marvel Universe. That's the one constant. You think it would be Deadpool? No, it's Oscar Isaac.
They just started filming for Deadpool 3.
Finally.
Yeah.
It better be rated R.
It's going to be. They said it's going to be rated R.
How can it not be a Deadpool movie if it's not rated R?
Well, the first 2 were.
They were both rated R.
They're rated R.
Were they trying to hint at it wasn't going to be rated R?
Because it's Disney.
Because it's MCU and Disney.
Oh.
And Disney doesn't really do R-rated movies,
not really.
but it wouldn't happen.
What are
No, they give those off to Touchstone Pictures and stuff like that. They give it off to their sub companies that aren't labeled as Disney, but Disney owns them.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So they can either keep it with 21st Century Fox, or they can have it under the MCU. But I mean, we're trying to get Deadpool in MCU.
It's going to be an MCU movie.
Yeah, but I mean, Fox, like I said, Fox is owned by Disney now, so it can technically still be an MCU movie.
Yeah,
just under Fox.
I think he's in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
He better be.
I think he just walks in.
Out of the millions
and
millions of rumored cameos, I better see a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool just pop out of nowhere and be like, I'm not supposed to be here. Looks at the camera and then just goes back out.
That is exactly how you do it.
Yeah, it's literally just his head. It's just like, I ain't dealing with this shit. Literally, they give him. No. It's like it'd be those PG-13 movies where you have the one F word in every PG-13 movie. He just looks around. Fuck. It's just that's all he says, and it just dips out. That's the perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
Ryan.
Let's see. I'm gonna shout out David Ramsey from the Arrowverse.
Okay.
Diggle.
Yeah.
John Diggle, our Green Lantern.
Yeah. Whenever they decide to freaking do it.
But I think seeing him, in going to high school, there was another drought of major comic book characters being black on screen. Mm-hmm. We had Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, and that was it. But seeing him in Arrow and seeing him just throw hands with people was really, really cool. Like, because I remember trying to get to see him do the salmon ladder for the first time. And you're just like, oh, that is something that only Stephen Amell can do. And then there's big-ass David Ramsey just going up.
And I mean, that man is a block. Like
massive. he is
a
no.
dense
And, like, whenever they
rectangle.
spar, like, Oliver Queen almost never beats him when they're sparring. And I think that is very important. So getting to see
significant.
him, John
I just want to
Diggle.
see him in some type of Green Lantern suit that's not CGI. That's also practical.
Don't make it green or animate it.
Right.
They can. I mean,
That movie holds up surprisingly well.
Oh,
though.
I mean, the animation, like
Definitely.
the visual effects aren't shit. Like
No.
they're not terrible.
It was just at the time. It was post Iron Man and
True.
Hard to hold up.
hard to.
It was almost
Hard
like
to
it
compare.
was an indie movie set in the comic book universe.
Fair.
Ryan Reynolds has been 3-4 different characters in
He was in Blade. He was the X-11 mutant in X-Men Origins
that's
Wolverine.
right.
Wade Wilson X11.
Yeah.
And then Wade Wilson again as that
Actual Wade Wilson Deadpool.
And then was it I'm thinking of, I'm sorry, I got him confused with Johnny Storm.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Chris Evans too.
He did from
He did.
Fantastic Four.
Before and Captain America.
He's also in The Losers, which
He's
is
that's another Marvel property.
which is a Marvel property.
It's a small. It's also like a more indie level.
It's
type of-
hilarious.
Is it like kind of like New Mutants, but
No, it's more like Office Space with superheroes.
It's like him, Idris Elba, Zoe Saldana.
I think it's one of those you actually gotta like rent.
what's it called?
No, it's on. It's either on Netflix or HBO Max now. The Losers.
The
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah,
Check that out.
it's funny. It's good.
Yeah.
I definitely haven't watched
What's
that.
his name? Negan from
Walking Dead. Yeah.
Walking
the dad
Dead.
in Supernatural.
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking
Yep.
about.
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah, yeah.
Thomas Wayne.
That one.
Yeah. All right, enough of the white people. What's the black people? Yeah.
Little tangent there. I'm gonna have to shout out one of my favorite characters from Orange is the New Black, which I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings about that show, but I enjoyed it as a white woman. I enjoyed that show, but
Fun fact.
fun fact,
Man was white.
I'm mixed. I'm biracial. My girl Pusey, Samira Wiley, and the thing about her character
We're gonna have
is
to censor this show.
it was that's her character name.
I know.
Pusey, accent à la toi, bitch.
Oh,
That's she says that.
that's what.
She says that in the show.
Jeremy clutches
She
his
does.
pearls.
Samira Wiley is is a very incredibly talented actress. She also plays Moira on The Handmaid's Tale. One of
Yup.
the only characters on that show I can actually fucking stand.
She has her own episode of Love, Death, and Robots as well.
Oh,
okay,
that's
I had to
right.
make sure that's who y'all were
That
talking
is-
about. I was like, wait,
that is
yeah,
her.
I
yeah.
haven't seen her episode.
And-
I watched
It's the
some
one
of
where it's
it.
like she was in the
She's
the
the pilot.
airplane, the
I haven't seen her
With
episode.
Lucky,
It's like
it's
Lucky
called Lucky
13.
Lucky 13. Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
It's dope.
I do
she's
love those.
She's amazing, but Pusey's character was my favorite from the jump, and the way they ended her, spoiler alerts, it was very triggering. It was the height
brutal.
of like 2018, I think this season came out, where she's literally a guard is sitting on her with his knee in her neck, and she's saying over and over again, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And it's very traumatic, and it's like very triggering for a lot of people. And I get that they were trying to make a point and say the thing that nobody else is saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they didn't have to do it that way, and
It was, I mean, it was performative.
it was definitely performative. But she was, they talked about it with her as an actress. Like, they had the conversation. She wanted to pull for that. Actually, her saying "I can't breathe" was improv. So that was not scripted. So that's pretty cool. She's amazing.
That makes it cooler.
That
for
makes
sure
it
that
cooler for
wasn't
sure.
written.
She's just amazingly talented, and I admire her a lot as a performer. That's all.
I'm sorry, I'm playing with sound. I keep hearing the noise.
A little hum.
Well, I'll follow it up.
Yeah,
A little bit happier. A little bit happier note. Voiced by the legendary Cree Summer, number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5, man. And I mean, I talked a little bit about LaSalle being a introduction. She was about like one of my first introductions to like black women as like in a healthy way. Like, this woman was iconic. Like this character, like was the glue that binded the kids next door.
Sector V.
Sector V, bro. Like number 5, yes, she was number 2 in charge behind number 1, which it never made sense to me why she had like the highest number, but like she was number 2. It just didn't make sense.
Well, I mean, you know, their names, was legit. Like, their names like kind of went with their numbers.
Really?
Nigel Uno.
Nigel Uno, I get that. Who else?
Her name was like
Hoagie. No, number 2, his name was Hoagie Jr., which means he was the second.
All right.
Number 3 is Cookie Sanban. Sanban is like 3.
San in Chinese is.
Yeah, San is 3.
Oh.
Wallaby. What's number 4?
I got you.
It's in his last name.
Yeah. Wallaby Beetle. Wallaby Beetles, and there's 4 Beetles. And
okay.
Abby Lincoln, number 5.
Fifth president.
Lincoln's on a $5 bill.
Oh, on the $5 bill.
Fifth
That's right.
president.
Fifth president. 16.
You know what I meant.
Oh, I learned something new today.
Yeah.
I did not
I'm biracial.
I'm biracial.
I didn't grow up in
a Logic
America.
hoodie, and that makes it so much better.
Ah, you are. Oh my God.
What?
You're wearing a Logic hoodie.
There's a traumatic thing for us biracials that you can't tell that we're biracial. It's a trauma.
Truly.
I'm blackity black to black, y'all.
Definitely not.
If you didn't know Logic was biracial.
Oh my God. We're not doing this again.
2 weeks in a row. We already did it, Jeremy. We already went there.
But yeah, number 5, man. Number 5. Who's yours? You go.
It's a new one. I still haven't watched the show yet. But
Damn.
well, no. it's still new. It's because we've talked about it on our show.
All right.
But I haven't watched it yet because I'm watching all these other TV shows.
Okay.
All right.
Craig of the Creek.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're inspired. So you're already inspired by Craig of the Creek.
Yes, because I've seen a bunch of TikToks. I've seen videos on the show.
It's a funny show.
And it's funny. It's representative as fuck.
It's witty, too.
It's witty. They get into the black culture, but not actually joking about the black culture.
Right.
Like I said, they did a Halloween episode where Mom was dressed up as Missy Elliott for Halloween.
Fantastic. She comes in as in the bag suit,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
from the I can't stand the rain.
Yes.
You guys can see that now
Oh my.
because we're video recording these episodes.
They're gonna see all that.
All that.
The moves.
Shaking and moving.
That show choir coming back.
Hey,
Oh boy.
my body roll is
Body rolls
fantastic.
today. Body rolls and booty rolls all day, baby.
Bruh. They won this weekend.
Was it
Speaking
just the?
I
It
guess
looked
they
like it was
just. I
their-
guess they
their
just.
new
Took,
group.
I guess they just took the freshmen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Side note: we were talking about our high school show choir.
Go Homewood. Yeah.
Go the network.
Are they still called that?
It's the network.
They've got the network, the associates, legacy,
And the Continuum.
and the continuum. So they've got
That's
4 groups
extra.
now.
They can.
Ninth graders, all girls group,
Small mixed
small
group and
mixed
large
group,
mixed
and
group.
large mixed group. So they've got all categories covered.
Alright.
Sometimes the small mixes win grand champion, which I find to be impressive because that rarely happens.
Hey, we tied my senior year because we were in it, or me and John were in it.
Anyway, Ryan.
So my next
I'm gonna
black
talk about my story.
character is going to be a guy that actually just made his live action debut. Not as like in costume or anything, but Eli Bradley.
Hell yeah.
Patriot.
Hell yeah.
The first black cat.
Hell
the
yeah.
First, but the second black Captain America.
Hell yeah.
So Eli Bradley's Young Avenger,
Mr. Bradley.
leader of the Young Avengers, and probably until some of these newer comic runs had one of the most like inspired stories of like any Marvel property. Because he fights in the comics, he's the one that fights and dispatches Kang the Conqueror.
Oh.
And then immediately after that,
That's gonna happen.
We
It's
don't
not-
see some black on black crime on the MCU.
it's not gonna happen.
They're not gonna do that.
They're gonna make Kang too strong to be dealt with by the Young Avengers.
Dang.
But in the comics, it is the Young Avengers that dispatch him with Iron
Unless
Lad,
they make
who
the Young
is
Avengers just hella OP.
yeah, which
I
they're
mean,
not going.
They kind of already are though.
Yeah, but it's not going to work that way in the MCU. They're going. It's going to be like one of the big names that does it.
Sure.
But
These
like
new
his story
Avengers, yeah.
after that with him taking a mutant, since he doesn't actually have superpowers,
Right.
he takes like a mutant steroid that is what gives him his strength, and he
Oh.
like almost overdoses on it because they catch him and there's like a Hulk-like creature chasing him.
Oh shit!
And to do it, he just keeps putting it in and just like hulks out briefly.
Right.
And that was so compelling because they deal with it like him being like
it's like a drug addict, yeah.
The grandson of the first Black Captain America really well.
Yeah.
His Isaiah Bradley's appearances in the comics are sick because he doesn't speak. Because of like mental trauma, and the first time you get to see him is like he's just like he's this massive old man. So he he
was super
and then Eli comes back and he's been like beaten up by some bullies, and he just gets up and walks down the street, and you just see him like standing over the dudes that like took Eli's bike, and just it cuts to him walking back with the bike.
Clearly murks
like
them.
It's wild, and I think. Just as like far as like character designs go, his costume as Patriot and the way his shield is, because it's not a circle, it's an actual shield.
Right.
Is super super cool.
Very good. Very good.
And him and Hawkeye's relationship is really nice. Hawkeye, Kate Bishop.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
They are in the comics. They are together. I don't know if they're together right now, but
very cool.
That was like the love story. Other than Wiccan and. Hulkling.
Yeah.
Was the other one. But shout out the Young Avengers for being progressive and stuff.
I need to get into the Young Avengers.
You should. They have some really cool stories, and their Civil War.
AF.
Oh, I'm sure.
Their Civil War storyline was them against the Runaways, and that was fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
I gotta get into the Runaways.
The show is not good.
I'm not gonna watch the show. I just want to get into the comic.
The comic is much better.
Hey, we got Camilo out of the Runaways though. The voice of Camilo is
True.
He
did.
Oh, that's cool.
Runaways, yeah.
Yeah. And the Runaways
I brought it back to Encanto.
4 weeks in a row.
What do you got for us, ma'am?
Me, like the rest of women out there, we love Kerry Washington.
Yes.
She's iconic.
Shondaland.
I'm going to shout out her character, Mia Warren, in Little Fires Everywhere. It's an Amazon original miniseries.
I do love that show.
That freaking show. It's Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon. Like,
love that show.
Can't go wrong. Two main leads.
So much drama.
It is an incredible story.
So much drama.
I watched the last 2 episodes with y'all, and that was all I needed.
Yeah, and those are obviously the most intense 2 episodes, but it's an amazing show.
Like I said, it was all I needed.
Amazing show. She is
Them little fires were everywhere.
a stunning mother character in this show. Kerry Washington is just a phenomenal performer. So 10 out of 10 recommend checking it out on Amazon.
Kerry Washington. Period.
Period.
I'm a Broomhilda.
Olivia Pope.
Olivia Pope.
Man.
I didn't watch all of Scandal, so I feel like I couldn't
like reference Scandal, but at the same time, I mean, her
you
character
can.
as Olivia Pope is
you think
iconic.
Kerry Washington, you think Olivia Pope. Like,
yeah.
The only reason I couldn't watch that show was because of the transitions with the flashing lights, the
the paparazzi and all that. Yeah,
those transitions are too much for me.
Well, to follow that one up, I'm gonna go with my favorite from the Boondocks, voiced by and originated by Miss Regina King. God rest her soul. Huey and Riley Freeman.
Regina's still alive.
She's still alive.
Her child.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I've said. I'm not saying
you made it seem like
she
was no longer with us.
Well, I have her in my prayers and in my thoughts.
There you go.
Is what I'm saying.
Got you.
But no, dude, those 2 characters, man, they revamped Blackness for me as a whole. Like easily, like I didn't know. I had no idea. I got re-educated by Huey and Riley.
I was about to say because it's funny you went from like Token Black to Huey and Riley.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
The opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yep. Fully like re-educated.
You dip a toe to I'm gonna throw you in the deep end.
Well, it was a natural transition to go from one adult animation to
both
another
animations,
adult.
but I mean, like I said, you're going from Token Black. That's what I'm saying. Like going from Cleveland Brown to Samurai, like to Afro Samurai. That's
I comprehend that. I comprehend what you're saying, and I mean, maybe it was because I started to be surrounded by more Black people, and that was like, oh, I get this. I get these references, and when we would come back and we would talk about episodes at school, and so I mean,
what were some of your favorite episodes?
Hands down, my favorite episode of the Boondocks is the Itis episode. By far, I still think to this day it would make a great restaurant idea to feed people, let them buy
Luther Burger,
let them buy some time on a bed, and let them take a nap, and then they can leave. I personally think that is
you got
brilliant.
an hour and 45 minutes. 45 minutes to eat, an hour to take a nap.
Precisely. I think that episode, the kickball episode,
That's
which is one of
my favorite episode.
one of the newer episodes. That's a fantastic episode.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry episode. He hates that episode. I saw
does.
a TikTok about that episode.
Bruh,
He tried to get the show shut down.
He sure
Yep.
did
Yep.
because he's a little bitch.
Yep.
And he like steal people's jokes
Yep.
and shit.
Because they were right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why he mad. That's literally the only reason he's mad is because he knows it's true. He doesn't want to believe it's true, but he knows it's true.
Because he's not funny. He's not in. Like he can't write a joke without stealing it first.
Well, I mean, he
Some of the Medea plays are pretty funny though.
they are.
Yeah, but he stole those. He stole like a lot of lines for
Yeah.
Medea.
Yeah.
But also,
You sent me that. Miriam sent me that
Yeah.
TikTok.
him don't want anybody in the writer's room but Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry don't want anybody in the.
He don't work well with.
And that's why
others.
all of his shows are bad.
Yep.
All like
He
100%
literally
of
said,
Tyler
if I
Perry
can't,
shows.
he said, if y'all can't do it, I will. Like,
Except for Meet the Browns, because that he doesn't write that show. They just make that up on set.
That shit's funny
Very good.
too.
And it's hilarious because of David Mann.
All right, what you got?
Miriam's brushing us because we talk a lot.
I'm just showing you the
I'm
timer.
calling you out, partner.
That's too damn bad.
I'm just showing you your amount of time because you asked me to keep time.
Nah, we need to because I'm still trying to upload this last week's video, which is taking God forever.
You're not trying to upload the full 30, 40 minutes of it, are you?
Hour and 20 minutes.
It is literally a movie.
Yeah. Are you trying to upload all of it?
It's on Google Drive. It's processing. I'll keep y'all up to date.
We can trim it.
All right, Luke Cage.
Oh, yeah.
Luke Cage.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite Netflix series, but also he appeared in Spider-Man. Ultimate. Yeah, he was in Ultimate Spider-Man.
And he was
As a
in
teenager.
Jessica Jones. When he popped up in Jessica Jones, I was hyped.
The Defenders.
I was hyped.
Yeah. But his TV show, like I said,
I enjoyed it.
Go
I
ahead.
enjoyed the first season of his TV show a whole lot. Was there was a second season?
There was a second season.
Second season was the main villain was Cobra. Something like that. It was like King Cobra.
I vaguely remember the second season.
But it was the guy who played Jet Black in the live action Cowboy Bebop was the main villain in Luke Cage season 2.
Okay.
He used his natural accent in Luke Cage. He's Jamaican.
Huh.
Because they definitely stayed within like the Jamaican area of the Bronx.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, his TV show. I mean, it was basically it was during the height of like Trayvon Martin, all the killings of every black person in America. I mean, it helped that you had like his costume change was him in a bullet riddled jacket, and it was just full of holes. And like you have this indestructible man. It's like you really trying to shoot me. And his whole story.
That Method Man song, when they're handing out all the gray hoodies with holes in them, was incredible.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's poignant.
No, like that show, it put my faith back in humanity with
dealing with all the shit.
yeah.
At the time.
Because I mean, it kept it real, but also it was like comic book universe. I don't like realism things coming into my TV shows, but that was one of those few exceptions, and that's why I like Luke Cage. It was like, all right, I can
And it
deal
felt
with this.
natural.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
It felt
Instead of
natural.
like it wasn't preaching to me. And that's what
and
helped.
it wasn't forced.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of those TV shows now that like try to put that message out there. It's like,
You know
hey,
what you can
shooting
tell
black people is bad. Don't do it. No, we understand that. We know that. That's not why we're watching this show. We watch it for other reasons. But no, like I said, Luke Cage. I mean, he's definitely an icon. I'm glad that he's getting recognition. I pray that he is going to be in the MCU. That's Mike Coulter, that specific actor, is in the MCU as Luke Cage because he played the hell out of that man.
He did.
It was iconic role.
Yeah,
Great role.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali in the first half of this first season.
Boy, I'm so mad. That was one of my favorite villains. I'm like, why did he have to go out like that? I'm like, he's not dead. He's not dead.
He had to go shoot Moonlight.
He had to go shoot.
He had to go win an Oscar.
He had to go
quick.
do that, and then he's at least he's Blade now, which I'm
Bro,
happy.
him as Blade is the perfect
happy
cast.
for
that.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Perfect
I'm
cast.
We've already
happy.
heard his voice once, so
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna be
Sure
excited.
did.
Eternal
Sure
baby.
did. Sure did.
You sure you want to open that?
Who's he supposed to be?
Who?
The villain of
Black Knight.
Black Knight. Black Knight. Yeah.
He's not a villain. He's Jon Snow.
That's essentially what it is. It's like, hey, we want you to be your same character that you played for 10 plus years.
You think you get old? You think you get tired of it?
8+ years.
Well, I mean, they had to film it.
It was 10 total.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 10 years. For 10 years, we want you to play him again, but in more metal.
A different universe.
Different universe.
And more metal.
Right.
Less leather, more metal.
I mean, it is the multiverse.
Like, oh
God, no.
if I see Jon Snow pop up in the MCU, like actual Jon Snow,
I mean, you're gonna see dragons.
Ooh.
I mean,
we have seen dragons.
We saw that Shang-Chi.
We have seen
we
Shang-Chi.
dragon.
We got that dragon. We also have what's his name? Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the same dragons as Shang-Chi.
Iron
There
Fist
you go.
is the same villain. Has the same villain in Daredevil. I didn't realize that.
The old Chinese
Nobu.
lady?
Yeah, the old
Nobu.
Chinese lady. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Nobu's the.
That's the
That's
gang.
the henchman.
That's the hidden
Yeah.
henchman.
The hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, y'all know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was supposed to be a parody of Daredevil.
Yes.
No.
What?
Yes.
No, I did not know
Because
that.
Daredevil has the hand.
Right.
TMNT. The Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan. Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
like
funny.
Shredder. It was the base of New York. They all fought
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
They couldn't. They were hiding in the shadows.
Masked.
Masked. Daredevil. They actually had they were talking about trying to do a crossover with Daredevil and TMNT, and they're like,
That could definitely
And then
happen.
DC bought TMNT.
yeah, and then DC bought them. And it was like, well, dang, yeah.
Game over.
Yep.
Hey, it's a multiverse, and DC's got a multiverse too. So I'm just wondering what's
DC's
gonna happen.
in the MCU multiverse. We were in Eternals.
I think.
Apparently, they were the
I
inspiration
think
for
Disney's
their
in the
comic
process
books.
of trying to buy DC. And
Yeah.
if we see Marvel, I mean, I won't be mad if we see Marvel versus DC, but I also
Oh man.
This is a whole other episode, but they got to do that right.
they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
That
They do.
Avengers GLA crossover was incredible.
Sony needs to have nothing to do with it.
And Sony and Warner Brothers need to do nothing.
Nah, they just need to say,
Just
hey,
give us,
They
give
give
us
the
that
money.
15-second title card that we
Let
can throw at the beginning
let
of the movie.
Kevin do what he do.
let Kevin do what he do.
Ooh.
let Disney, Kevin, and Marvel come together with all the characters. You just say, hey, here are the characters' names and likenesses, and we're going to back away. That's all you need to do. That's
What
all
a
you need to
Tell
do.
the story.
What a tangent.
That's all you need to do.
What you got for us, Ryan?
Actually, cool that we talked about DC because I want to talk about Ray Fisher and
My man.
Cyborg.
Cyborg.
Cyborg, the
Hey.
character, but Ray Fisher, the actor.
For sure.
Because Ray Fisher lost his job because he was not dealing with that bullshit anymore.
Nope.
What?
And that is why he's not Cyborg anymore because he
Yep.
called Warner Brothers out and he
Yep.
called Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon. That whole Joss Whedon
And
thing
what's
is
the,
coming.
Right, because it was some bullshit why they
Because of Ray
like
Fisher.
the head of
Yeah.
Warner Brothers as well. Walter Hamada. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name, but
It's,
this whole ordeal is because while they were working on Justice League, Ray Fisher was like, "What are you doing to my character?" And Josh was like, "I'm changing it," and he was like, "This is literally stupid." And
I mean,
Josh
he acted
threatened
like
him.
Josh said
couldn't
even act. Like he said some bullshit.
Josh
Which
too.
is
like-
ridiculous because Ray Fisher is a Broadway
Yeah,
actor.
he is.
That man is
And you
talented.
don't get to Broadway unless you can act.
right.
Right.
Like, you cannot fake that.
Right.
Like you end up doing community theater. Shout out community theater. But you end up doing community theater if you cannot act.
I was gonna say, you unless you buy your way into it, Mike Tyson with his
Yeah.
one man show, those bigger celebrities, they can get on Broadway, but no, to be on Broadway, you gotta act.
You have to be able to act.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So I
All
would just
capital
in like the way that he
underscore.
has just like approached the whole thing and was like, "Hey, even though that this is not popular, like this is happening and this is very wrong." And so I think
They actually
yeah.
Ray Fisher had to basically force an entire investigation to happen. Like he hired a private
And that's crazy
investigator
because like his
to do all this.
character in the extended cut is,
No,
so
Snyder's
cut,
is-
like-
Brilliant. It was
Yeah.
brilliant.
it accurately portrays like what the
Well,
vision
that's
that was
the thing.
necessary
Zack Snyder
for.
wanted Cyborg. Even though it was Justice League, this was Cyborg's movie. Cyborg was the main character.
Right.
It focused mainly on him, and
because we had met everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
everyone else was just kind of they were side characters. But I mean, it was in the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah, it's Justice League.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
And,
it was his story of him basically
Joining the Justice
well,
League.
it was that, but also accepting the fact that he's no longer a human. Like he has to come to terms
Right.
with being half robot, half man.
We've talked about that episode.
Yeah, yeah. But his whole, like I said, the whole investigation, it was big.
We support you.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
Cyborg is one of my personal favorite characters, just from like the Teen Titans comics.
Right.
Right.
When he had like the silver suit to like the Teen Titans
Afro.
show where he was silver and blue. Like my favorite episode of Teen Titans is the episode where he's playing the game with old dude and just starts talking shit. And it's like anytime, anywhere, and homie's like, "How about right here, right now?" And then he has to realize that he can do more
Right.
than what that meter tells him to do, which is like
Yeah.
insane
I
at the
watched that
time.
episode recently.
I mean, in the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. That episode was
That's the one
incredible.
where like he's trying to work out and like he like basically breaks his
He-
own
yeah.
to like
He can't. He goes.
It gets to 100%, then it
limits.
gets to the 110, then
He
150,
pushes
and
beyond-
yeah,
he literally- yeah.
that whole
I love
thing.
that episode.
He doesn't let the machine limit him, like, because he's like, I'm human
Well,
too,
saying,
right?
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
he got to
I'm
put
not-
in that human half of his cyborg.
The
so.
way they use him in Justice League War, the animated movie, is also incredible.
Sounds
Because he's
badass.
another catalyst for the Justice League coming together.
DC animated universe, whoever is over that whole shebang
is
needs to move on
killing
over
it.
to the live action. And
Whoever was in control of it from 2016 and before, because
all the way up before
2016,
before Flashpoint.
before the Killing Joke, because I can deal with Flashpoint because they shoved Flashpoint down to like make
90
it palatable,
minutes.
to make it a 90-minute thing. But just when they released Killing Joke and they had the Joker and the Batman sitting there laughing at the end of the movie, that was the downfall.
Well, I mean,
All right.
I mean, you gotta admit, the Killing Joke was an accurate representation. Like it was literally a shot for shot of the comic book, like all the way up to the end where they are laughing because they did the. They
But even
told the
but
joke,
even then, it's more like the Killing Joke is about Barbara. It's not like a Batman. Like it's a Batman story, but it is more about Barbara recovering from being attacked by the Joker
being shot
and becoming
Batwoman.
yeah.
Batwoman and becoming Oracle and whatnot.
Yep.
And them butchering that was awful. But
Because and
also Michael B. Jordan played Cyborg in 2 DC animated movies.
Fun fact.
he did, and
Fun
also what's the guy from Criminal Minds? Shamar Moore
Yes.
played Cyborg in animated movies. It was like one of the ones where like it was. I think Flashpoint was one of them because he was basically a caveat to the president,
Mm-hmm.
an agent of the government at that point, and it was like, hey, that's Shamar Moore.
Remember when Shamar Moore was on Soul Train? If you haven't seen those videos, please just take a minute.
I thought you were about to say Shamar Moore on Medea's Family.
No, but
Bro,
go
with
look
that
at Shamar
badass
Moore.
With the worst
wig,
wigs.
with-
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm taking it back to Tyler Perry and his bad wigs.
I always think of him on Criminal Minds.
Yeah,
That's what I think of Shamar Moore.
yeah, that's what we need to think of him because that's the best representation of Shamar Moore.
They missed an opportunity by creating like a Criminal Minds universe when he went and did SWAT. He should have just been the same dude leading a SWAT
I
team
agree.
instead of just being a whole different show. It should have
Right.
just been the same character. More people would have watched it.
Yup.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Oh, for sure.
Because SWAT's not a bad show. It's just, this
It's just-
feels like it should be in Criminal Minds. and
It's
not.
another. It's,
yeah.
It's another iteration of the similar show.
But shout out to Shamar Moore.
Come on the show.
Also, that dude that was the leader of NCIS for years. Was
Not
it
Reed.
not Reed?
Oh, NCIS.
This is
Oh,
NCIS.
NCIS.
They had it was a white lady and then it was the black guy. It's still maybe not. I haven't watched NCIS in a while, but
Because Gibbs was the leader of NCIS.
no, he was a leader of that team, like the overall head of NCIS.
Oh, yeah, the dude on the, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, Leon Rocky Carroll, this guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, him.
Leon
Wilmer
Vance.
Valderrama.
Shout out to him. That is my characters.
Well, we got a little bit of time left, so let's do the speed round.
I got 2 characters left.
Miriam, you have any?
I'm tapped out.
All right. Missy from Big Mouth is my last character on my list.
It looks like specifically season 4 and season 5.
Right.
Well,
Based
yeah,
on who it is.
specifically because
Based on the actress that you
before
have
it-
beside the name.
yeah, before it was after it was voiced by
Jenny Slate.
Yeah,
Slate.
yeah, exactly. Her character, she's biracial. She does this, has amazing representation. After we get the voice change, and I don't know, like her character, I resonate with the nerdiness of her character, and I will always feel like part of me is being portrayed when I watch Missy on Big Mouth.
Headcanon, I think, and it's kind of wrapping to your first person, Vince.
Yeah.
South from Recess. In my mind, and I'm pretty sure in a lot of other people's minds, I believe Missy is basically Miss Grotke
Facts.
before she grows up. Like
That's so true.
this is Missy's journey into becoming Miss Grotke, and
That's real.
Miss Grotke was ahead of her time on Recess. Like
I agree.
she was like, there was one TikTok where it was like, take these history books with a grain of salt. They were made in a white man's image.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I was like, they put that on a Disney show. I'm like, what?
Disney used to be poignant.
Something.
Something.
Right. My last one is and you'll be proud of me, Jay, because it's anime.
Oh, what you got?
Killer Bee,
Bruh.
Naruto.
Bruh.
My boy came in with the bars.
Bruh.
My boy came in snapping. He did nothing but rap and cap and all that jazz. Yeah. He was a Jing Cherokee. Yeah. He kept saying yeah all the time. Yeah. Yo.
I'll add one more. Zendaya's MJ.
Yeah.
My favorite MJ.
Yeah.
I want to see her and Rue have a conversation from Euphoria.
Bruh.
I saw there's a scene from her from that
Casey
dancing
Undercover
show that she was in.
Casey Undercover.
Casey Undercover.
Oh, it's Casey
I think the one
Undercover.
I sent you where like
Yeah.
it was like this is basically
Zendaya
Her
going
going
from Spider-Man.
Yeah, from Spider-Man to Euphoria.
Brooding.
Essentially, like, yeah,
The range on that girl.
Facts.
yeah,
The range. Yeah.
I gotta do just since you mentioned anime, I thought Chad from Bleach is Afro-Latina, so
Yeah.
Chad from Bleach, Usopp is from South Africa.
Sure is.
In One Piece. And Usopp is just getting the best character development ever. I think as well, I just lost his name, so I'm not gonna talk about him, but Black Nick Fury. Getting to see like Samuel L. Jackson lead.
yeah, that representation.
Yeah.
in movies
Like in the
is great.
Ultimates, like that
Yeah.
the first time he walks up and he's like, "You've been asleep for a minute," and I was like, "Why is Nick Fury black now?" Because I knew him as like the white dude that was
with
like
with the
the
curly
buzz
hair,
cut, yeah. And I was like, "He's like, that's not Nick
what's his
Fury,"
name?
and I was like, "Oh,
What's his name from Baywatch?
Oh.
David Hasselhoff."
That
No,
was
he
a
played
good
him.
walk.
Yeah, he played him in the
Nick Fury,
live action.
yeah.
Nick Fury. It was like the Nick Fury and the Agents of Shield.
I did
That
not
was
know
a
Yeah.
movie.
that.
It was
Oh.
not good.
It does not
It
sound
was,
good.
it was during that time of like the old Marvel movies where it's like
The
you
old
had
Hulk
No, it was like no, it was
Very
like
campy.
no, the Hulk TV show was good back in the 70s, but it was like the Fantastic Four. It was like set in the 90s where it's like they had like a puppeteer kind of thing with
Thing.
yeah, the Thing. There was
my.
also Captain America, and literally his shield was a legit frisbee, and his helmet was a motorcycle helmet with wings popping out the side.
Cool.
Doctor Strange was like heavily garbed.
Right. Yeah, we've
Like,
seen this.
15
yeah.
15
yeah.
robes with 30 like
Yeah.
gold chains.
The Doctor Strange TV show from back in
The
day.
Thor TV show was worse.
It was. And
The
they did a
Thor was-
crossover with Hulk. But the Thor TV show was essentially him with like it was a muscle shirt with like fur.
cape?
Like
Oh.
no, it was just fur.
Oh,
Like where the sleeves was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like the most common, it was like it was comic accurate, but it looked like a Halloween costume.
Right.
His helmet, and it was just like
Low budget.
this is odd.
Low budget.
It's whatever budget they had in the 70s.
Right.
But we can go on and on.
We can go on and on.
But what we're going to do now is take a quick break. You're going to hear a word from our sponsor, Anchor, and then we'll be right back with the Weekly Blerd. Be right back, guys.
Woo.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy here to talk to you about Anchor, the free podcast tool that you all need. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, like I said, it's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer or your phone. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So guys, go ahead and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm on your computer to get started.
It's time for the Weekly Blerd. Welcome back.
Are we back? Yeah. Oh, okay.
We're
I'm
back.
looking at it. I was just looking at it. I was like, wait, there's nothing happening on the computer.
No, welcome
It's
back.
But we're back.
everybody.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's time for the Weekly Blurb. You know that time when we do our weekly newscast call out of things that we've seen or heard or want to
Man,
let
this
you
week's
guys
been
know
crazy.
about.
It's been crazy.
I
It's
mean,
been
we
a
already
wild
discussed.
one.
We discussed Phil Lamar early on in the episode.
Yeah, that was a positive of the week.
that was amazing. Jeremy's going first this week. Thank you, Jeremy. What you got for us, Jeremy? I don't know, Jeremy.
Jeremy, I think you got something good for us.
I do.
What are you going to talk about?
Actually, it's a kind of a three-parter,
Oh.
but all within the same vein of DC. And something positive about the DC extended universe.
Yeah.
Peacemaker.
Man,
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
trying to get Miriam to watch it with me.
Face she just made. Well, Peacemaker, I recommend that everyone watch it. It's by far one of the best DC properties that have come into existence.
Okay.
If you haven't watched The Suicide Squad, that's directed by James Gunn, watch that first, and then watch Peacemaker, the series. They all tie in together. It works well. It's definitely how a universe is supposed to mesh well and work together.
It's all available on HBO Max.
It is all available on HBO Max. James Gunn is doing the damn thing with his TV show. It's funny. It's raunchy. It has heart. It makes you feel good. And it's DC, which is not something you would hear. If I were to describe that without saying DC, you would have probably thought it was a Marvel TV show. No, this is DC show. It's light. The colors are light. Like it's not dark.
True.
It's dark in the sense of murder and whatnot.
Sure.
But aside from that, it's funny. I mean, like all the characters are funny. Vigilante is one of my new favorite DC like obscure characters.
Okay.
Other than that,
they made Batmite.
They made Batmite canon. They made a bunch of like obscure DC references that like you have to read DC to know. They made them canon within the DC extended universe.
That's cool.
Batmite, who is basically this little Batman stand from another dimension. Literally, he's like 3 feet tall. They did like a episode of Teen Titans where they did like a Robin version of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's a play on that. Batmite. Well,
he's the reason why Teen Titans Go ends. Like he's like the canon reason why.
I thought it was Control Freak.
I thought it was Batmite.
I think it was Control Freak.
Control Freak. He was like, I rebooted y'all. Yeah.
There was the reboot
Control
episode.
Freak was like, this is what you guys look like before I put my hand on it, and he showed him like clips of like the OG Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, never mind. Ignore me.
But they're similar.
I think it's
they are similar.
Yeah, I thought it was Batmite. That's not bad.
But that kind of leads to my point. Like I said, you definitely check that out. I'm trying to speed through it because I know I have a 5-minute time frame. Check out Peacemaker. It's on HBO Max. It's only 6 episodes. The 6th episode comes out next Friday. It's the season finale. They're all about an hour or 45 minutes to an hour each. But like I said, it didn't feel like it. It's action packed. It reminds me of like Guardians of the Galaxy, but if James Gunn had his whole foot in it instead of just the Marvel Universe's foot. And yeah, check it out. Next up on that little list of the DC Universe is that there is a rumored another character Suicide Squad spinoff. The speculation that it may be another, like, this is going to be another TV show.
We're going to get another Harley Quinn show?
That's one speculation. Well, a lot of people think it may be a Polka Dot Man TV show.
Oh,
like a prequel, cool. Like a prequel to Suicide Squad. Basically, things that
sounds fascinating.
Yeah, that led him up to basically being in prison before the Suicide Squad, which I would love to see. I want to see like the actual relationship he had with his mother, how he gained his powers, what happens if you do go through like the Polka Dot dimension, or like wherever it came from.
Yeah.
I would love to see something like that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it actually might be like a Weasel spinoff.
Oh no. Oh no.
But all of those two main things kind of leads me into an opinion I have that I feel like is more popular than what people than I think, is that James Gunn needs to have a hand in all future DCEU projects, because what he's done specifically with the Suicide Squad, with Peacemaker, he's going to have his hand in this this other spinoff that's going to happen, this spinoff TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it look like it's going to be. He makes it seem like we can do these things. We can do comic book accurate versions of these things, make it look good, and still tell a great story. We saw it with. I mean, we literally saw it with Scooby-Doo, the live action Scooby-Doo. We saw what he did with that.
Yep.
We saw what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1, 2, and 3 that's about to come out.
Yep.
We saw it with the Suicide Squad. Like, the man has had a great track record when it comes to TV shows and movies that are based off of comic books, essentially. And I know if he wants to still be a director, he can. I just want him to have like some kind of promotion where he's either like a supervising producer or something like that, where it's like, hey, James, what should we do with these projects to make it seem like
my man needs to be an on-staff consultant?
It's essentially it'd be like he'd be like Kevin Feige but for DC, but he'd still be able to direct wherever. I think he wants. That
should only be for the characters that aren't super serious. Like, I can't see a James Gunn directed Batman movie going well.
I could if you were like. If it was, well, I was saying, if it was,
let y'all debate that.
It was more of like if it was a James Gunn,
like he could do Damian Wayne, where he just his whole purpose is to be a demon child and kill people.
Which, I mean, that was what's that Superman movie where Superman was essentially evil that he did. Crap, what's the name? It's that movie. It came out. It was basically the question was, what if Superman grew up to be evil? But it wasn't a Superman movie.
Yeah. Blood something.
Oh, the little kid.
Yeah. The little kid. If he didn't have,
I almost
like,
said Insidious, but it's not Insidious.
It's like if he didn't have the common sensibilities that being
Right.
Clark Kent would have promoted.
Please hold while your party is reached.
Let's see. Sorry. Checked it. Superman. Brightburn. Yeah.
I typed in "kid Superman evil" and it came up with Brightburn.
I mean, that's just, yeah. So I mean, that was a dark movie. So I mean,
Sure was.
Yeah, but that's a horror movie.
I feel like Batman could be a horror movie if you choose the
Oh,
right
for
story.
sure.
Like Batman, if he did Batman in the Court of Owls,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you'd have to like specifically choose it because like I can't
That's
see
that's
him.
what, like I would see. I feel like he would choose that. He would choose
Yeah.
some
He
story,
did-
like a story
one
that
of the
wouldn't be
obscure
told.
storylines, yeah.
One that's not like, because I mean,
Project Starfish.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, not
Yeah.
people know who Starro was before the Suicide Squad.
Facts.
Most people didn't. But like, I mean, there was that. Like I said, you can do the Court of Owls. You can do Hush.
Well,
kind of. I mean, that's kind of what they're doing with the Batman. They're kind of.
Well, that's Batman Year One, is what they're.
I feel like with the Batman, they're intermingling Batman Year One with Hush with a Riddler story,
Mhm.
and they're making the Riddler all of those characters.
If they mess up the Riddler, I'm gonna be a little upset. But I'm gonna.
We'll see what Paul Dano does with it.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, but that's my time. Like I said, James Gunn should have a healthy hand in the future DCEU projects. That's why I ended my.
Good deal. Well, I'm happy to.
I wasn't gonna press it.
Oh, I thought you pressed it. I'm happy to round us out. Man, I've been paying attention to the news a lot lately. A lot of things have been going
What's
on.
going on in the news?
But one of the things that has captured my attention is Spotify versus Neil Young, which, if you haven't heard, Neil Young has decided to take his music off
his
Spotify
whole category or his
in
whole
protest to the fact that Spotify doubled down on their man Joe Rogan for having.
They have not doubled down.
Well,
They haven't taken the episodes
well,
off.
hell, they lost about $8 million worth of subscriptions in the last week, and they've still
$2 billion.
and they still have managed to keep Joe Rogan's podcast on there. So that's kind of doubling down, in my opinion.
Sure, but they haven't removed the episode, which is like which is what everybody wants.
Right. So I'm saying they're supporting, and like
Right.
I'd say I'm arguing they're supporting Joe Rogan, but
Right.
I'd go to venture to say that they genuinely support independent streamers as well, because that's the thing. Like, it's funny because iTunes responded by creating a perfectly curated song profile of "We Love Neil Young" on their iTunes page, which I find very petty and but also very funny at the same time. But full well still hosting Ben Shapiro's podcast on there, full well still hosting Tommy Lauren's podcast on their platform as well. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, yeah, okay, Joe Rogan, yes, he has a lot of listeners, he has a lot of followers across the political sphere, if you
political
will.
serververse.
Exactly. But at the same time, Spotify is still willing to people are still willing to damn Spotify and say, oh, we're going to cancel that and pick up a subscription here on Tidal, or pick up a subscription on iTunes or YouTube or what have you. All the while, also, if you pick up a YouTube subscription on it, it's still hosting the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, all of these things
all
are,
of these
are hosting
freedom of
it, but
the press, freedom of speech, all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's
First Amendments.
it's worth a conversation, and I bring it up because I'm thinking that, like, yeah, you can argue for one side or the other, but at the end of the day, as long as like these platforms are providing an open open space for content to be shared and created, and I mean, they support like small podcasts like ours as well, and
viewers like you,
and viewers
Thank
like
you.
PBS Kids.
Face out.
The more you know.
Joe
Reading
Rogan,
Rainbow.
the PBS Kids, is brought to you by.
I still find it weird that man started off as the host of Fear Factor.
That man,
and where we are now,
started off as a speaker on the on UFC.
Are you talking about Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no.
His cult following is so fascinating to me.
I mean, his career is fascinating, to say the least. I mean, got popular for talking. It's what he knows how to
I mean,
do.
he was a comedian first.
Right.
Like he did. Like he was a stand-up comedian, and then he did Fear Factor, and then they found out that he loved MMA, and he was like, why not just take this dude that everybody knows already from Fear Factor and have him commentate on fights?
And people love him on
and he's a great fight commentator,
right?
And he trains and he knows his terms. Like he's not.
I just keep seeing that gif of him just.
It's just hilarious. Which is the knockout that is from is ridiculous. So it is warranted. But like, and his kicks sound like gunshots. So there's a video of him like kicking a pad with like a heavyweight UFC fighter.
Yeah,
the dude like just basically.
But yeah, no, I bring it up because like I think that it's worth having a conversation about, but I don't think it's worth unfollowing or unsubscribing from music platform. I'm a really progressive person, but I've also had Spotify since I was for over 10 years.
I'm gonna say I've had definitely since high school.
Apple Music sucks. I'm sorry.
I'm not an Apple Music stan.
Hey, make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts.
But no, I think that it's worth having a conversation with. I want to hear what other people have to say about it. I think that I'm in support of Spotify. I will remain in support of Spotify. But at the end of the day, I think that if you're
we
choosing
don't
not
support
to listen,
sharing wrong
misinformation, right?
Misinformation, of course, but the sheer fact that
I think that there are other ways to harm or protest Joe Rogan.
Sure.
Than
don't watch his show.
Don't listen to his show.
Don't listen to it.
Don't listen to Joe Rogan.
Don't like his shit. Don't
we're not saying that, but we're kind of saying it.
No, I'm saying that if you want to find another way to protest Joe Rogan's podcast, it's not.
Come over and listen to Blerd Survival Guide.
Yeah, come on and listen to Blerd Survival Guide and stuff.
We talk about everything.
I heard a rumor that he was actually vaccinated, and it's just.
I feel like everybody
I fell into a rabbit hole on like.
Ooh, that sounds
of
great.
like blind items in Hollywood and whatnot, and just like going through all of like those rumored things that are like open secrets and whatnot, and like the biggest one for him is that he's actually vaccinated.
He probably got the booster
Wouldn't
shot.
be surprised, bro.
Oh, he definitely got the booster shot.
Wouldn't be surprised, bro. Wouldn't be surprised.
No, I feel like most celebrities who are like, I don't believe in the vaccine, yada, 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 yada. I'm pretty sure they all were one of the first few that got vaccinated and have been vaccinated and got probably secret booster shots that we don't even know of yet.
They got vaccinated so long ago they forgot they was vaccinated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably got they probably are in line to get booster shots that haven't even been announced yet.
Probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my 2 cents on the Neil Young Spotify Joe Rogan controversy.
We thank you for that.
Yeah. Where can they find us, Jeremy?
Well, you can find us on Facebook at Blerd Survival Guide. You can find us on Instagram at Blerd Survival Guide. On Twitter and TikTok at Blerd Guide. On YouTube at Blerd Survival Guide. But also our personals at JBear3295.
And J.
If you got a little British to that, you're John Lennon. Spot on.
I was going to say he's the demon that taught Dean how to torture in Supernatural.
Oh my gosh, that dude.
I'm thinking that he sounds like the NPR reporter from
Pawnee.
From Pawnee.
Pawnee.
Well, we appreciate you guys for listening to the episode, and
keep surviving, everybody.
Keep surviving, everybody. We have the YouTube. We have the Redbubble shop. You can get some shirts like this. We're going to be at Comic-Con pretty soon. We're going to see some cosplays. Follow us, keep surviving, and listen to the theme song. Two mics, our producer. Step into the spotlight, survival is troopers. Come and take a seat with the combo we provide every Tuesday